The only purpose of man's sojourn on this earth is to seek God. In India, we have two Navratris. One is the Durga Puja Navratri, and one is Ram coming back from Vanvas Navratri. So this is the Ram coming back from Vanvas Navratri, right? So now one of Ram, we sing one of Ram. So the Lord Ram, he was a great solar initiate and a divine being incarnate on our earth 7,000 years ago, according to the Yoga cycle, or 70,000 years ago. I don't want to get into this. When he came to be a witness to the karma of man, he descended into the nether regions and Mrityulok, where death happens, that is the earth. He was shorn of his beams and known as Vikrant. Vikrant means the Lord who is shorn of his aura and splendor. He was shorn of the sun. He was the solar god, Ram. He was shorn of his beams. The sun was shorn of his beams. The Sun Christ came but had no radiance as he walked amongst men and suffered amongst us. And then after passing through all the tribulations and trials of this life, he suffered like a mortal being and knew their pains and knew their joys and sorrows. He was the tears of their tears and the laugh of their laughter. When he was so much one with them, he had experienced what man wanted. And then he ascended again to heaven. And then he was reinstated. But while he was on earth, they put a bramble of thorns around his neck. Now this is about 10,000 years before Christ. So the concept of the bramble of thorns around the head of Ram. The sun was shorn of its beams, and instead of its place, the sun incarnate was Lord Rama, and he had a bramble of thorns on his head as he became karma sakshi, witness to the karma of man. And then he ascended after suffering for humanity, taking on their karma and all the mental bosh. He ascended to heaven again. The bramble of thorns was taken from him, and again he became full of radiant splendor and was given the beams of his radiance and glory back again, reinstated in the coronation. Today is the day where he gets reinstated into his glory and splendor, and he is known as Gabastyamaan. Say after me, Gabastyamaan.
Gabastyamaan.
That means the Lord of irradiant splendor. This is the story of Ram in the yogic, philosophical and occult sense. In the normal sense, people celebrate his coming. He had gone for 14 years to Vanvas because his father, the king Dashrath, had 3 wives. Kausalya was the eldest, whose son was Ram. The second was Sumitra, whose son was Shatrughan. And the third was Kaikai, whose son was Bharat. And Kaikai wanted her son to ascend the throne. So once in battle with Dashrath, she had put her hands in the spokes of the wheel and prevented Dashrath from falling, where he could sort of aim his final arrow and kill the king of the other side. It was because of her help. She was a great warrior and a brave lady. So he said, okay, ask for me anything and I will give it to you. She said, not now, O Lord. I shall ask you when the right time comes. So when the time came for Ram's coronation, she went to Dashrath and said, I do not want Ram on the throne. You have promised me a boon, and I want my son Bharat to become the king of Ayodhya. So this was a karma. And then Ram tells Bharat, it's nobody's fault. It's nobody's fault. Pulling the veil of Maya, have to play this drama. I know I have to do it. You do your work, I will do my prarabdha. It is my prarabdha which I have taken by my own Yog Maya. So then Ram went for 14 years to Vanvas. And today is the day, after 14 years he returns. His brother Bharat ruled for 14 years Ayodhya. But this is the Indian emotion and sentiment. He kept Ram's shoes, his sandals on the throne. and he worshipped it. He ruled as regent. The king was still Ram. So his silver sandals were on the throne of Ayodhya. This is how much he loved him, how much he revered and adored him with so much reverence. And when Ram came back, he reinstated him on the throne. Not once did he ascend on the throne. So this is known as the noble one, the Arya. That's where the word Arya comes from, the noble one. That's why we call our sons Arya, the noble ones. My grandson's name is Arya. So it's a great honor. Even in Persia they have this name, meaning the same. So today Ram comes back from thing and is restored in all his splendor and glory. The earthly story of it. I told you the philosophic story. Because today is Dasara, I thought we should celebrate with this story. And a little song of devotion which I'll sing and I'll explain to you. A little kirtan which I will give you now about Ram. न जाने मी पूजा न कळत कशे ध्यान धरणे न जाणे मी पूजा न कळत कशे ध्यान धरणे न जाणे पाया ते न कळत कशी प्रीत करणे न जाणे रूपाते न मज जरी सत्संग घडला तुझे नामी रामा निशिदिनी मम प्राण जडला तू सेव्य मी सेवक योग्य नाते तू गेय मी गायक तारी माते तू जाप्य मी जापक पूर्ण कामा सायुज्य दाता तरी तूच रामा. So it says, this is how kirtan is done. Who all have heard of kirtan? You've heard of kirtan. Now listen to how kirtan is done in a small way. You've never heard kirtan before. Kirtan is done like this. And so the devotee sat before Ram and he says, Na zane mi puja na karat kashe dhyana karne. He says, I do not know how to pray, O Lord. Neither do I know how to meditate. O Lord Ram, have compassion on me, for I am thy child. Na zane mi puja na karat kashe dhyana dharne. No meditation, I know. Na zane mi puja na karat kashe dhyana dharne. Na zane payate na karat kashe preet karne. I do not know where your feet are. I cannot see them. And I do not know how to love you. I am simple. I have not learnt these ways of yoga and these sophisticated techniques. So, na zane mi puja na karat kashe dhyana dharne. Na zane payate na karat kashi preet karne. Na zane rupate na mazazare satsang ghadala. So it says, I don't even know how you look, O Ram. This is just a statue. But I love you. I don't know what you look like. You know? But I love you. Na zane rupate na mazazare satsang ghadala. Whether I meet you or not. Whether I meet you or not, O Lord. Na zane rupate na mazazare satsang ghadala. Tuze nami Rama nishidini mama pran zadala. So he was doing the Kriya Yoga. Because of purity of heart, he had learnt the technique. There was no one to teach him. He says, Namazazari satsanga ghadala tuze nami Rama nishidini mama pran zadala. Your breath is rooted in, your name is rooted in my breath. Pran zadala means, oh Lord, I don't care because your breath is rooted. Your name is rooted in my breath. Namazazari satsang ghadala tuze nami Rama nishidini mama pran zadala. Tu sevya mi sevaka yogya nate. You are the correct one to be served and I am your servant. Tu sevya mi sevaka yogya nate. Tu geya mi gayakatari mate. You are the one to be sung to and I am the singer. Tu japya mi japaka purna kama. So you are the one who the jap is to be done to and I am the japper. I am the one who's doing the jap. You are the one who's the jap to be done to. It's a perfect harmony now. I've got it all. I've figured it out. Tu japyami japaka purna kama sayujyadata taritu sarama. So it says that you are the person to be prayed to. I am the person praying to you. You are the prayed to. And Sayujyadata taritu sarama. Sayujya means being near. And because of this, I am absorbed with you. I am one with you. So this is the thing. The prayer which in Marathi, which is my dialect, we chant to Lord Ram. There's a picture of Lord Ram. न जाने मी पूजा न करत कशी, न जाने मी पूजा न करत कशे ध्यान धरणे, न जाणे पाया ते न कळत कशी प्रीत करणे, न जाणे रूपा ते न मज जरी सत्संग घडला, तुझे नामी रामा निशिदिनी मम प्राण जडला, तू सेव्य मी सेवक योग्य नाते, तू गेय मी गायक तारे माते, तू जाप्य मी जापक पूर्ण कामा, सायुज्य दाता तरी तू रामा. ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम.